Bunch of death cultists. Our allies are all hanging out here. And the Vizier. The figure of the Vizier stoops under the weight of his battle garb. His bony fingers tremble as they scoop blood from the bowl and begin tracing the symbols of war on his withered face. Without breaking the ritual, he addresses the emptiness. Thread after thread, death after death, the giver of life wove his path. Yes, I have heard. Twice did he find himself caught between undeath and unlife, and twice did the Undying One reject him, for the time had not yet come. His shriveled face turns to you. His lips quiver in joyous anticipation. Once again, the tenants of the web lead us along the thread of righteous struggle. The foe, the flagship's tormentor, until now unseen, has shown its face at last. My blades have left their sheaths, and duty commands them to slake their thirst with monstrous blood. What's my retinue doing here? The spin who brought me here is severely wounded. Do whatever it takes to keep him alive. Whom are you planning to fight? What is happening on the ship? Or are you going to battle yourself? You are a little old for that, are you not? The spinner who brought me here is severely wounded. Do whatever it takes to keep him alive. This is also the desire of the Undying One. He has not whispered the name of young Bjork, so we may heal him. What was my retinue doing here? An omen, a scarlet whisper, bled into the web of prophecy. The foe longed to slaughter those alone in their chambers, but they were too late. The spinners had already led your chosen few to our abode along a hidden thread. At first I thought they were coming to finish me off. What a surprise! Even a witch gets rescued sometimes. It was a wise move to deny the assassins their target without starting a panic among the crew. The spinners could use a lesson in courtesy, but should I really complain of mistreatment? It was not the first time, and by the Exalted One, it will not be the last. First spinner, how dare you? I am a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas. My place is in the thick of battle, not in some hidden sanctuary. The Undying One's omens foretold that the blood of his faithful would flood the flagship's pipes, that I too would join this blood and flow with it. I understand now. He whispers to me, and this string of traitors' names caresses my hearing. Who are you planning to fight? What is happening on the ship? Violence and turmoil, a mutiny of twisted souls. The traitors speak in a false voice over the box. They speak of enforcers and officers who sought to slay their Lord Captain, but seek they did not. It was the Murk-wreathed abominations who threatened the Domin. The flagship is split. Those loyal to the true Domin are fighting those who believe the twisted lie. The faithful are shaken, and the unclean press on, claiming the bays one by one. His voice hums with a dismal energy. They are taking over our home with the hands of the deceived and the lowly. Who is our enemy? The Vizier nods at the emptiness behind you. Yes, it is time he learned about the ravenous star, about the beasts that appear as men, their malignant flesh imbued with xenos filth. Long has the foe lurked, pouring its lies into the minds and veins of the disparaged. The dawns and dusks of generations followed upon one another, spawning veiled abominations, until the Holy Lord of the Ark stirred the profane layer of iniquity. The war emerged from the shadows in the chamber where the living honor death over ashes, and then spilt forth. The sacred Ark is nearing its ruin, but our lot is not yet cast. Your servants not yet broken. The Undying One awaits your deeds to cover you in glory. If you knew about the cult all this time, why did you not tell anyone? We did not know who our foe is. There was only the appalling shadow upon the bulkheads. The divinations were silent and no answer was read. But the signs changed when the corruption assailed your flagship. The Undying One bid us bare our blades, and among the deaths of the wicked, answers rang out. At once I sent his spinners to those of the lower bays that should not fall into the foe's hands. Others became guides for your chosen few. But I killed the cult's leader with my own hands. One sees now that this was but a pawn, ushered into place merely to deflect the falling sword. The player knew the game was forfeit and thus made a trade. A few of their tribe sent to the slaughter so they might sell the lie that the foe was dead. They call the true master the sire, it which spawned the cult. A vessel of xeno-heresy, a fierce yet cunning predator that twists the minds into a single knot with only its will. That knot must be severed. Hynix rubs the bridge of his nose in exhaustion. This is the worst scenario imaginable. All this time, your ship has been carrying the very progenitor of the Gene Stealer's cell, a xenos of immense psychic and physical strength who has total control over the cultists. It must be destroyed. There is no longer a question of our own safety, but rather the continued existence of the Expanse as a whole. Are you going to battle yourself? You are a little old for that, are you not? The decrepit old man looks pensive as he twirls a dagger, making it dance between his fingers. An old blade, if hardened well and honed with care, does not lose its sharpness, Dom Ignatius. I smell no reason to worry about this one's head staying on his shoulders. His bearing tells me all. This worn body belies the spirit of a mighty warrior, the kind who stands tall in the midst of battle, knee-deep in blood and with a grim prayer on his lips. You seem surprisingly well informed about what is happening here. The man blind and wretched knows nothing, but he knows all. He points a knotted finger at the majestic statue. He reveals the truth to this unworthy speck, warns him through divinations, and the spinners who dance upon the threads help him grasp the visions. Come, dress our wounds. We have many lives to take today. The death spinner mends the wounds of the breathing with a bloody thread. A horde of predators hunts you, Lord of the Ark. Here, in the dark tunnels, the faithful stand in their way, but death is whispering for them, and they will not last long. Go back to your people, Dom Ignatius, for it is difficult for them to die without your voice. The Voxmaster's pleas still echo through the bays, and the muzzles still bark. The spinners say that the Enforcer's post has not yet fallen. The end is not now. May the tenants of the web guide your blade, Dom Ignatius. Be swift. We got a Saint's Bone Charm, worn by a Death Cult assassin. When the wearer gains a stack of Blood Blessed, they also gain plus 20 toughness for 2 rounds. Does not stack. Okay. Break through to the Enforcer post. I think we've already examined everything in this room. Possibly things have changed, but I doubt it. So we go back out this way to another compartment. The spinner, his face covered in carved bleeding glyphs, makes a respectful gesture of invitation. Let us show you the way, Doman. Show me the way. Same team seems fine. Arguably, we could bring Cabela because she's apparently... This is her DLC. But she's not very good in a fight. And these fights seem pretty rough. So... yeah. Let's go. Ongoing fight that we're stepping into the middle of. There is blood and guts and bodies everywhere. Enforcers, laborers.
Aided by the enforcers, have made an attempt on the road trader's life. Thankfully, the Lord Captain is safe on the bridge, but be warned.
I'm just hearing the Vox message.
Ship. Protect the true Lord Captain and eliminate the Pretender along with all the traitors.
Okay, so that is a false message saying that the captain is currently on the deck, and so there's a false captain roaming about. That potentially we will be shot as a pretender. Jonas Danrock puts down the rifle and dabs his forehead with a silky handkerchief before shoving it under the tight band of the ammunition belt across his chest. His gilded frock coat is overlaid with a bullet-riddled and melted flak vest that barely fits around his voluminous waist. Behind him, a motley band of enforcers, armed clerks, and laborers greet you with enthusiastic shouts. A group of captives, silent and dejected, sits a short distance away. I'm delighted to see you in good health, your lordship. I'm afraid my report on the inspection of the ship's storehouses will be slightly delayed due to extraordinary circumstances. The enforcers reported that you had been sighted in this compartment, and I humbly believed it was my duty to head for the freight line with this very modest army. Would you kindly move a little to the right, your lordship? Good shot. The Factotum blows the head off a heretic with a precise shot, then lowers his rifle. Much obliged. Ulfor makes a patronizing gesture. Not bad, coffer keeper. I wouldn't have thought there was such a taste for bloodshed in your heart. I approve of your vigor. Generous swells with pride. After being praised by an angel of the Emperor himself, I simply must end no fewer than a dozen mutineers myself. I take it the inspection did not go well. Did not expect you to be so skilled with a rifle, Janrus. Requires dogmatic. Emperor, hear my vow. I will continue to spill my blood, nor stop to heal my wounds until the corruption that has befouled my ship is destroyed. Look at Factotum's army. I see that all of the crew's clans are working together to retake my vessel. How bad is the situation on the ship? We'll make the dogmatic vow because I don't want to miss it. Emperor, hear my vow. I will continue to spill my blood, nor stop to heal my wounds until the corruption that has befouled my ship is destroyed. Danark and your loyal servants freeze in reverent silence. Seldom do they have the opportunity to witness the rogue trader swear a sacred vow to the Emperor. I take it the inspection did not go well. The Factotum loosens the strap on his black vest slightly and gives a satisfied groan. It was going splendidly until we were rudely interrupted by the traitorous mutants. I am afraid I have temporarily had to requisition weapons and uniforms for myself and my militia. But do not worry, every spent bullet will be accounted for and added to the unplanned extermination of heretics column in the ledger. I did not expect you to be so skilled with the rifle, Janrus. I'm flattered, your lordship. I can assure you that smiting heretics is no more difficult than shooting up serfs at my aunt's birthday party. In fact, fighting an armed opponent may even add a certain spice. Well, that seems weird. I see the crew's clans are working together to retake my vessel. You are indeed correct, your lordship. Serfs, enforcers, officers, tech priests, and tunnel rats have all united in their fight against the rebellious scum. The only ones missing are the Inferni. It seems they were the backbone of this mutiny, and they strangled all those who were not privy to their dastardly plan. Denner glances at the wounded prisoners. Yet, as you can see, our enemies also include those who swore an oath to you not so long ago. Crew members who fell for the rebel propaganda. It is your choice whether to sentence them yourself or to leave the execution to me after you have departed on your business. How bad is the situation on the ship? Quite bad, but it could have been far worse if it were not for Mistress Sauerback's paranoia and insufferable temper. As you well know, she has a nasty habit of expecting betrayal from everyone except your lordship. She had therefore taken care to draw up special protocols for all sorts of mutiny and had stationed agents on every deck. When the ride began, these agents took out many of the seditious officers and mounted a defense. In addition, I had been informed of at least 3 cases in which the officers inciting the enforcers to mutiny were shot by Jocasta's personal aides. It looks like she had already been keeping an eye on her least reliable subordinates. I should give the Emperor a candle in gratitude for making such a suspicious hag. I should warn you that many of the rebels were carrying enforcers' equipment during the battle. Apparently they took it from the soldiers assisting in the rescue efforts. Those traitors from the Infernus Guild stabbed them in the back. Be careful. What do you intend to do next? Why, I intend to die for you, your lordship. Every member of the militia, from burly enforcers to puny clerks, nod in somber agreement with the High Factotum. But I must admit, we are quite exhausted from fighting our way here, and we are not really suited to being an assault squad. I think your lordship should head for the enforcer's post. You will be safer there. Meanwhile, we will take a breather and smoke a few more dozen heretics out of their holes. God Emperor willing, I will not have to die a glorious death with your name on my lips, after all, and will instead be auditing the damage the ship has suffered, as well as the losses among the crew. It is a routine procedure, one in which I have become quite proficient. Okay. Do we believe that he is with us, or is he a liar? A group of shackled commoners are huddled together on their knees. They wear no armor, just filthy rags and tattered coveralls. Some hide their gaze while others sob quietly or mutter prayers. Only one woman, swarthy and heavily built, glares at you. She is trying to appear proud and fearless, but her lip is trembling. What are you waiting for? Just end us and be done with it. Isn't that what tyrants do? Are you from the cult of the Ravenous Star? Cult? At first, the woman looks confused, but then a bitter smirk appears on her lips. Is that what you call our liberators? To you, anyone who fights the oppressor is a heretic. So I am a tyrant, then? The woman nods. Tyrant, oppressor, butcher, choose whichever one you like. Who put you up to this rebellion? The liberators are true heroes. When the fiery death rained down on our slums, not one of your enforcers lifted a finger to save us, but the Inferni went out of their way to pull children out from under the rubble, mend wounds and comfort widows. They opened our eyes. I mean, if fiery death was raining down, it was probably by the Inferni. Maybe. They said that we no longer needed to endure beatings, fight over crumbs of food, or die after you had worked us to the bone. The people can live as equals, take care of one another, and have dignity. That is what they are fighting for. You profit from keeping us in poverty, and your faith is false. Why would the Emperor want his believers to suffer in vain? Even the ship's confessor renounced the false covenant and went on to raise the folk hero Nemesite, and you killed both of them. Cassie sighs. The Imperium's history has shown time and again that the rabble is incapable of building a civilized society without governance. Alas, peasants do not read historical treaties. The Infernus Guild set up the very disaster that killed your children and your husbands and wives. They are using you. Probably true. Their Nemesite was a mutant freak, just like these liberators themselves. Purple skin, crests on the forehead. I trust you've seen those before. Execute them. I sentence you to death for rebellion. Execute if I am a tyrant, then I must live up to expectations. We'll go with the Lord Xenos option. Because we don't actually know for sure the Infernus Guild was behind that. It probably was. But if we can prove to them that their liberators are xenos and mutants, then maybe they'll agree with us more. I thought they were just mutations. Are you saying we've been tricked by inhuman fiends? By the Holy Throne, what have we done? I shall let you go. It is up to you whether to flee or seek vengeance. You will atone with your blood or perish this instance. The choice is yours. I mean, that's the tyrant that they're already accusing us of. But no, you can get forgiveness through bleeding for the Emperor. You will atone with your blood or perish this instant. The choice is yours. Forgive us, Lord Captain. The woman draws a quivering breath. We won't forget your mercy. Give us weapons and a round of ammunition, and send us forward. The bastards will answer for everything. Even death is kinder than false hope. Alright, anything further you want to tell us, High Factotum? No, we can't even talk to you. Enforcers? Keep your eyes sharp. Those things could come crawling out of the pipes or drop from the ceiling at any moment. So we could push this way, it looks like. No, that might be dead ends. Trying to figure out where I can explore versus where dead ends. But it kind of looks like it's dead ends either way. Where? Okay. Let's head... Oh, we can't even go that way. Well, that answers that.
None shall stand in my way.
We could use the elevator. That's probably where we're supposed to go. Let's grab those various goods. Is that all the goods here? It is. Alright, let's take the elevator. Hopefully we can contact someone who can contact Jocasta Sauerbach. Let her know that we're alive so she can pass the message on. The shop smells of burnt meat and scorched hair. The counter mercifully hides the source of the odor. The shopkeeper tried to rescue his wares. Scraps of brain matter and caked blood on the counter tell of the tragic something. Whatever.
Every enforcer or officer you see is your enemy!
Oh. Get back, your lordship. The wretches have taken... Okay. Well, let's clear here. Take a Melta, which is fine. We've got 13.
My success was inevitable.
And that gets us... some goods. Perfect. Including a well-maintained heavy rock saw. That is not terribly impressive. Don't need a regular bolter or an auto gun. Okay, we can't go that way. His lordship is alive. We're here. We're holding on. Glory to House von Valencius. Okay. Well, this is going to be tough, it seems. The route control console stares dispassionately at the carnage unfolding on the tracks. The sounds of an approaching train ring in the distance. With a single command, you could divert the train and send it straight into the thick of the battle, ending the lives of both the xenos spawn and your subjects. Is there any subject here that matters? Or are these just regular enforcers? The snarling voice of one of the defenders sounds familiar. It is Captain Klein, one of the enforcers who assisted the Master of Arms investigation on the officer's deck. So we could sacrifice Captain Klein to just have a train wipe out all of these. I think we can just do the fight. Leave the console and rush in to save your people. The console silently observes your heroism, its lumens blinking with indifference.
Smite the xenos!
Okay. So... where's Captain Klein? I've been lied to. It's probably this enforcer officer, maybe? Nah. Who knows? I was thinking it was the person who's dressed slightly differently. That's just a crew member. So, 625 aberrants. And you, Abominable King. Some neophyte snipers in the back. You've got 1,000. Tons of armor. Okay. And good dodge. You've got sewer pipe. I mean, that doesn't look like a sewer pipe to me, but okay. Bunch of abilities we can't see. Alright, you're probably going to be difficult. What about you guys? Still good armor and dodge. 600 health. Creature gains 5% armor. Heavy industrial hammers. Alright, sure. Let's move forward as much as we can, because we are really far back. How far can you get forward? Alright, you can get there. And I... stuck all the way back here. Because they look like they're all melee guys, so I don't think we need to be this far back. Yeah, and you can't use ladders, so I'm going to send you on the stairs as far forward as you can. Heinrichs, you can go to the front. And then lastly, Pascal. I can just get you all the way up here. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that, but I definitely can do that. So you're not the tankiest. Maybe we'll put you a few steps back. Alright, Cassius first. I don't even know what zones to go with. We could move her here. From there, if you used your warp sight, you could hit a lot of them. You'd kill this guy, which isn't ideal. But that's not a bad... Wait, you can't hit that one? What if I moved you instead to here? Okay, that's better. And you're hitting all three of them. Instead, I could have you hit that far one, which may be better. So let's put you here. Oh, but you're probably too far there to get Ignatius. Except this will work. You won't be able to use... You can use this. Perfect. Then give us a free turn.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
We get a tiny bit of movement. Heinrichs is in our spot. Come on, man. Go there, light ourselves on fire. I think.
Suits my purposes.
We'll orchestrate flames. Then run and gun to get more movement. There just isn't a lot of cover, but I could go here. And I can hit you. Well, how about that? And it should burn some of your armor, I think.
Nothing I can't do.
Good hit. And... one round gets someone to be able to get through armor. I don't know. We'll hold on to that. Back to you. Let's do this. Come on. I know we had a way to hit you from here. Oh, there it was. There we go. It is hitting this guy next to us, which seems... No, it's not. It's hitting the cover we're using, which is probably fine. I don't think the cover actually will die or get damaged by this, hopefully. So yeah, I'm sacrificing one guy in the front to stun the three of them. Oh, nope, there goes our cover. Fantastic. Not ideal. So I was thinking that hopefully we'd do enough damage where I wouldn't need to use this. Well, that seems to probably not be the case. Could still do Point of Curiosity, or Held in My Gaze to do a lot of damage to one enemy.
Isn't this
We'll go
a
with
job
that.
for the serfs?
Bit more damage there. It's still not enough, so we have to use the Inquisitor's Tenant,
If you insist, Lord Captain.
which will allow us to do Finest Hour on Ignatius.
I'll paint your death in colors.
Alright. What can we do about all of this? If I went somewhere like here, I could probably get two of them in the Melta, including the big boss. Well, how about that?
All too easy.
That seems worth it to me. Hi, Abominable King. Why did it just shift to focus on you? Oh, it's your turn suddenly. Because you're nearly dead? If you're not going to do anything, can I take a turn? Please? It is, in fact, still my turn. As soon as you're willing to take your turn. Thank you. Not sure why you didn't do anything, but that's fine. Let's kill both of you. Back to high momentum, always great.
I'll bring glory to my
Get us another free attack. Does that hit? No, I can't hit. Okay, I can take out both of you snipers, but not while hitting this guy, unfortunately. Same thing here, nothing I can do there. So I think taking out 2 snipers is more important than taking a bunch of damage on you. Probably not. I think I can actually kill this guy this turn because we get 2 more attacks. It's current free attack and then 1 more.
Nothing I can't do.
That's a good first hit. That wouldn't kill you, so we have to do a Melta. This theoretically might not kill. It does need a tiny bit of a crit.
Suits my
Probably still worth it though. Didn't quite kill. You're left at 10 hit points. But we can't ignite. Oh, we can actually Melta again. And we don't need to Melta here. So let's ignite.
Nothing of value
You're dead.
has been lost.
Then what? Let's start doing some more damage on some of these guys. Or work on the snipers. Looks like you're the next enemy. I think. Yeah. I can't reach you, never mind. So of the ones I can attack, you've got a turn coming up pretty soon. You're already on fire, but I can make your fire more so.
Nothing I can't do.
There you go. I can run and gun. Let's light another one of you on fire.
Suits my purposes.
And another one on fire. Or hit you guys again. So I'm planning to do inflame. So lighting more enemies on fire is better. We'll go with you because you don't necessarily die automatically. You did. And then inflame.
Not a problem for me.
You guys aren't dead, but you're pretty hurt. And I think that's about the best I can do on my turn. I might as well orchestrate flames on one of you.
Suits my purposes.
There you go. That's the end of our free turn. And the end of Cassia's turn. Nearly it. Let's say we move you forward. Then perfect spot.
I move swiftly to strike.
Good. Then mark you as prey.
Understand your intent.
Let's mark you as prey.
If it serves your cause.
And just because we've got you at 141, you're the same. We'll just mark you as prey. How much damage are we doing with just a single shot? Theoretically could kill if we crit. Alright, we'll force a crit
I am not your xenos pet.
and then take our shot.
I deal death with my hands.
One down. Who did you just murder? You just shot someone behind us, and I'm unsure who that was. Tenacious used ability above thundering guns and gains 8 temporary wounds. I'm trying to follow what just happened here. She took her shot wherever that took place. We're looking at all. Where is her shot? We go to combat. Momentum changed. Hunt down the prey. Bloodied armor effect. Aberrance. Blah blah blah. Abominable King's been dead. I don't... Normally you're able to see the math or what's occurred. I don't know who that was that just died behind us because I didn't think we had enemies behind us. So now I'm a bit confused. Maybe we did? It's not one of us, so maybe it was an officer? I'm unsure of exactly what just took place. Well, let's do Cull the Bold and then claim the bounty, I suppose.
This tedium is beneath me.
Claim the bounty on you, which probably isn't going to be a kill.
Another soul slips
Was
beyond
in
the
fact a
veil.
kill. And you just shot an officer in the back. Why? What are you doing? And the numbers aren't showing up here. It's still that same ability. I'm not seeing what we're actually doing for combat. Strikes me as odd. In my sights, we'll focus on this one way in the back.
I am not
If
your
they're still alive,
Xenos
you get a free
pet.
shot next turn. Alright, Enforcer Officer that got shot in the back. It's your turn. Are you going to stand there and do nothing? I mean, maybe they're all enemies. Yellow doesn't necessarily mean they're on our side. They just seemed like they were fighting the Xenos. I don't know. Something weird is going on. Also the fact that they're not actually taking any actions. But hey, whenever this Enforcer gets done not doing anything, it'll be Ignatius' real turn. There we go. So I've got just the two of them to kill, I guess. So let's move as far forward as we can. You are outside of range, unfortunately. So let's hit you. You're dead.
Biggest mistake.
I can hit you, actually. Perfect.
Nothing I can't do.
There we go. Jack for the Emperor and the Rogue Trader.
There are traitors everywhere, but enforcers and officers are still loyal to you.
Enforcer Klein. Wretched scum, I fought worse than you and Argonus. With a look of disgust, the Enforcer in the protective mask grinds his boot into a lump of mutant flesh. From the sound of his voice, you recognize him as Captain Klein, the man who performed the autopsy on the mutant during the investigation. I thank you, your lordship, for the timely assistance. I thought it was my fate to go down in Aberration's gullet, like poor Ginevri, but the Emperor had other plans for me. How did you end up in this compartment, soldier? Mr. Sourback sent my squad and me to the freight line to take charge of the situation. She heard that you had been spotted here and wanted us to lend your support. Ginevri is dead. She sacrificed herself, covering our Sally from the upper decks. She wanted to tell me something before it happened, something important. I could see it in her eyes, but she didn't get the chance. Now I will never know. Klein clenches his teeth and winces in pain. Glad I was able to help. What comes next? Give me a situation report. I attribute your inability to defeat the enemy on your own to a lack of commitment. All survivors are subjected to disciplinary action. Yikes. Give me a situation report, soldier. The Enforcer post has been lost and is swarming with mutants. Alas, the only ways to the upper decks lie either through the post or through the transport tunnels, but there are enemies there as well. How'd the mutineers manage to take over the post? By treason, Captain Frenzo ordered the enforcers to leave the outpost and led them into the tunnel under the pretext of suppressing a mutiny. As soon as they reached it, however, he began spreading propaganda in an attempt to stir up irreverence among the soldiers. He urged them to join the mutiny and eliminated the senior officers. I arrived just in time to execute the traitor Frenzo and reclaim control. I ordered the squad to return to the post and take up a defensive position, but it was already overrun by mutants entering through the elevator shaft. They lured us out and then seized our fortifications. What kind of propaganda was Fresno spreading? He claimed that the enforcers were being pressured into oppressing their fellow crewmen for the benefit of the greedy superiors. He called for a change of order, including reprisals and penance for anyone who had participated in the crimes of the ship's rotten hierarchy. Klein pulls his respirator aside and spits morosely. As far as I knew Frenzo, those speeches of his were completely out of character. Which means Klein might be lying? I agree, Lord Captain. We found a bite mark on his body, one that we've seen before. I suspect he was compromised against his will. We'll take back the post. Emperor protect you, Lord Captain. We will cover the rear if the enemy comes out of the tunnel. Be careful, the mutants have mined the guard post. But there is something they didn't know. Klein squints nastily and hands you a small copper rod with a connector. This is Frenzo's data key that activates the Eclipse Patrol. The train control nodule is vulnerable. If something were to anger or confuse the machine spirits, it could easily lead to catastrophic accident. A trainload of crushing shells, for instance, or worse. That's why there are tech priest creations embedded in the walls. They are potent enough to rip the power out of any device. This tiny object contains a spark of unadulterated rage primed at any moment to expel the power from all devices in the Enforcer's post, reducing them to a pile of lifeless metal. Insert the data key into the cogitator by the entrance, and the post will be hit with a devastating pulse that is lethal to machine spirits. It will burn out the detonators and turn mines into harmless chunks of Physaline-stuffed iron. And presumably, if we'd killed him, we wouldn't have gotten that.